everyone, my name is Clarice. I am a sneaker care expert here at Crep, and today we are going to be going through how to clean and care for your Yeezy 350s. As it is Yeezy week, what better time to do it? This pair here is one of the OG pairs, and I'm sure you would have seen that this pair has re-released this year for Yeezy Day. Let us know in the comments below whether you managed to get a pair, or if not, whether you've got an old pair that you need to look after as well. With this pair, what we're going to use is our Crep Cure Kit here, including the cleaning solution, premium brush, microfibre towel, and carry case with your built-in water tray as well. We're also going to be using the Crep shoe trees to help prop up the shoe to make cleaning a little bit easier for everyone. So with this pair, let's start by popping the shoe trees in. Grab your shoe tree, you can see the shape, follow the shape of the shoe, pop that in and pull it back. You'll notice straight away that it creates a bit of shape for your shoe, so when you're storing them or cleaning them, it helps you look after them. Then the next step, we'll unlace the shoe. So now that one's unlaced, I'm going to pop the left shoe to the side. So first things first, let's take the premium brush and give the shoe a dust over. This helps lift off any surface dirt and dust that might be sitting. Knit tends to hold on to dirt quite well, so you can brush quite hard and it's not going to do any damage to the shoe and just going to make your life a little bit easier when you get around to cleaning it. Perfect, so now you've given your shoe a good brush over, we can start with the cleaning. Grab your carry case with the water tray and just pour some water in. We'd always suggest going for lukewarm water just because that is the quickest and the easiest way to clean. So once your water's in the carry case, grab your brush, dip it into the water, dip your brush into the water, add 5 drops of cleaning solution straight onto the wet brush, give it a little shake, and then you're good to go. We always suggest starting from the bottom of the shoe and working your way up. So we're going to start with the undersoles now. And then you grab your microfibre cloth and just give it a wipe over. When painting and restoring your shoes, always give them a clean first because you don't want to trap any of that dirt underneath any paint. Perfect, so that's that done. Let's move on to the midsoles. Exactly the same, dip your brush into the water, cleaning solution straight onto the brush, and shake. You'll see it foaming up, and it's always worth adding a little bit of pressure when you're doing this area of the shoe, especially with 350s where they've got the textured midsole. By scrubbing a little bit harder, you can push all the way into those little gaps, which will mean you're getting all the dirt off. Feel free to always just dip your brush back into the water and add a little bit more cure as you go if you feel like you need it. So scrub round on your midsole and don't forget the little toe bit as well. So once that's all foamed up nicely, we'll grab your microfibre towel and give it a wipe down. You'll notice as you're doing this, there's quite a lot of grey areas. This isn't necessarily dirt, but it's more likely to be paint loss, which we'll look after at the end. So you can always grab the towel, pop your finger inside it, a little bit of water, a tiny bit of cure, and then run your finger through the grooves. This will help lift out any dirt that's trapped between them. You can also run your finger right along the top row, and that will lift off anything that's sat on the top still. Now we've cleaned up the midsole, we can move on to the upper. Again, where it's a knit, the premium brush is perfect. We just need to be a little bit gentler on some of the areas, especially where it's an old shoe. So, as always, dip your brush into your water, a couple of drops of the cleaning solution straight on, and shake. I would always suggest starting from the front of the shoe and working your way backwards. That way, you'll know where you've cleaned. You can see it foaming up nicely, which means it's doing its job. Where we've got the shoe tree in the shoe as well, it's got something to push against, which will help lift out any dirt that might be trapped all the way through. At this point, I'm just going to add a couple more drops of Cure as I feel like there's not enough foam. And start scrubbing again. With the Suede Panel, you just need to do the exact same process but take a little bit more care. Where it's a soft suede, you just need to scrub very lightly over it using minimal amount of liquid and water at the same time. So as I've used this brush all over, it's a little bit wet but not too wet, so we can just lightly scrub over. As always in circular motions, which will help keep the nap of the suede and also get all the way through to clean it. Perfect. And just finishing off the heel here. This heel tab is a little bit thicker. What I would suggest doing is put your fingers underneath it and scrub over. That way it's got something to clean against and you know you're doing the best job you possibly can. Cool. When you're looking at the shoe, it might not look like it's been massively cleaned, that's because it's wet still. Just grab your microfiber towel and just drag over the shoe, drying it off. This will help lift off any dirt that's foamed out and also helps dry the shoe at the same time. It's important to make sure you're doing this on the suede area very gently again as well. So just dab over it and that will help keep it nice and soft when it's dried. This area on the boost here might look like a dirt mark. On closer inspection, it might look like a cigarette burn. So we'll fix it at the end. So I'm just giving this shoe one final go over, lifting off any last bits of dirt. Let's give it a quick wipe down and then we'll leave it to dry. And now let's do the laces quickly. Have your water, dip your laces in. Add a couple of drops of the cleaning solution straight onto the laces and rub it through, helping to foam out all of the dirt that might be trapped inside them. And then just pop it back into the water and grab your towel and then just run your laces through the towel. This helps clean and dry them at the same time. Perfect, and I'm going to pop those to one side with the shoes as well, and then we can get on with the restoration. And what we're going to do is, starting with the sole, work on the boost. So for this, we'll be using the Crep mark-on pen in white. Give this a little shake, and then we can just start putting it onto the shoe. You'll notice that the pen is angled, which means we can follow the edges of the shoe very easily, meaning we can do a very precise job. So with the pen, what you need to do is press and hold until the white comes out, and then you're good to go. And that means you can see that it's ready. So let's just draw over. So once we've done one even coat, we'll leave that to dry for a couple of minutes, and then we can do another coat and it will be looking nice and bright. Great, so the first coat is dry. I'm going to go over again with just one more to make it as even as possible. You might need to press the pen again just to get a bit more paint flowing, and then we're good to go. Great, so now we've finished with our second coat. We'll just leave it to dry for another couple of minutes and then we can move on to the midsole. Cool, so now for the midsole, we're using a slightly different pen that you can get from any sneaker store, and this is the perfect colour match for the Turtledoves. Again, give it a little shake, take the lid off and we can paint. Whilst doing this, just take a bit of time because it will take a bit of care and attention to make sure you're covering every little area. So like we did with the boost on the undersole, we're going to give it one even coat over, leave it to dry for a couple of minutes, and then we can do another one. So now that's the midsole completely painted over with 2 coats to make it nice and even and as back to the original colour as possible. Great, so here is the before and after. This shoe we've given a clean and a paint over, and this one is what it looked like before. Safe to say, a pretty good change. Perfect, thank you very much for watching. Let us know in the comments what shoes you'd like to see us restore next time.